Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Free-to-Play cast, brought to you by MMOBomb.com, your home for all things free-to-play related. This time it's episode 62. I am your host, Magic Man. We've got stuff to talk about. We've got games, we've got weekly bombs, we got a bunch of feedback, we've got some comments, we got a question of the week for you going into next week. So let's get right to my co-hosts and start the show. First up, back from a pretty extended hiatus. I think it might be one of the longer ones in free-to-play cast history. It's Havoc. How are you?
What's up? How are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
Real life had you tied up real hard for a little while there.
Yeah.
That was the most awkward laugh ever.
Yeah, bloody. You know how it is.
Yeah, buddy. And also on the line...
Pirate Hooker!
You are a smelly pirate hooker. It's Kaylin!
Hey guys!
You look like a blueberry.
Never gonna. That's my forever nickname.
Nope, you make sure you gotta speak up. There's something going on with your volume again, so speak up,
Oh
speak
wait,
up.
every week.
Every week, your mic. It's that microphone.
It's not muted, it just sounds like crap.
Well, let's slide over to the news, gang, one last time before we shift it over to some new hosts. Let's get over to the news. Alright, so Kingdom Hearts X, also pronounced as Kingdom Hearts Chi, Square Enix, developed by Success Corporation. This one's a little weird because there's not a ton of information, but we're all familiar with the Kingdom Hearts franchise, right? I mean, I love it. Kaylin, Havoc?
I know of it, yeah. I've never actually played it, so no, but I remember you showing me some things about it, and pretty cool.
Yeah, you're not really a console guy, so it makes sense that you've never played it. But Kaylin, you're an RPG lady and a console gamer. You played Kingdom Hearts or Kingdom Hearts 2 or any of the 70...
The original.
Any of the 70 handheld spin-offs?
No, I did play Kingdom Hearts. I never got into Kingdom Hearts 2.
Really? Why not? You didn't like it?
Real life. By the time that came out, it was just... I've gotten out of console gaming in like the last 5 or 6 years.
Oh, nice. Still sitting here waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3. So, anyway, the Kingdom Hearts IP's now been slammed around pretty violently for a bunch of spin-off titles. Some good, some not so good. Most of them on handhelds for years. Fans are still waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for the consoles. There was an interview with Game Informer a while back where it was alluded to, but still it's shrouded in mystery as if it will ever come out, and if it does, when. But we did find out that Square Enix is making a browser-based card game based on the Kingdom Hearts IP, and it will be free to play. Now, obviously, information on this is so scarce right now that I, of course, don't have any video to show you, so I think I'm just going to roll some Desperate Gods footage over this, that being a board game that involves cards. Sorry to those of you that are new to the show, but if we don't have footage for the game we're talking about, our viewers hate when we roll trailers or anything. So, yeah, Desperate Gods has nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts Chi, but there you go. So I just want to get your guys' take on this, because this is a pretty powerhouse franchise, a pretty powerhouse IP. What do you think, Havoc, about the Kingdom Hearts label kind of being used like this for a spin-off card game, free-to-play? Does it smack of trying to make money for money's sake, or does it... I don't know. Do you feel like this type of spin-off belongs in the Kingdom Hearts line?
Personally, if I was one of those people that are sitting there waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, I would be enraged that they're wasting development and time and money to come out with a crappy, browser game Magic the Gathering in the browser, but with the Kingdom Hearts. Maybe that's just me, but I'd be a little bit perturbed.
Yeah, and there are, if you have different pre-orders going on for other Kingdom Hearts games, you may be able to get some additional currencies. There's two types of currencies, of course, money, M-U-N-N-Y. But then you can use that to buy cards. There's another currency that you can use to create cards. I don't know. Kaylin, or do you agree with Havoc? If you're waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, does this make you mad? Or if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan, are you happy to see them in the free-to-play business?
I'm with Havoc on this one. I would be livid if I'm sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting for a game to come out and they slap their label on this. That's just...
Yeah, here the part that concerns me the most, right, is it's not even being developed by Square Enix. It's being developed by Success Corporation, total different company, different entity, which means Square Enix is given the A-OK on the use of the IP. So,
wow, with a name like Success, how could it possibly be bad? I mean, wow.
Yeah, so they were like, we need a company. Flip open the white pages.
Yeah, for real.
Well, we got AAA1 Publishing. No, they just did that to be first. First. Mounted. There's a bunch of viewers that just shook their head just now and slammed it against their keyboard. So here's the other thing of this, though. You guys know I'm a Square Enix nut. I write the Final Fantasy XIV writer on Gamebreaker TV. I'm huge into Final Fantasy XI. I love all the console games. I'm a Square Enix Final Fantasy fanboy. And I even addressed this question in a previous Ask MMOBomb episode 1 or 2 episodes ago, where a viewer asked, do you think Final Fantasy would ever come into the free-to-play market? And I said no. 11 I don't think is going to be free-to-play. I think it'll close before it goes free-to-play. There's another expansion coming up. It's almost a decade old, and it still has a sub. 14 has already announced that it's going to have a sub, and I think if the relaunch of 14 goes as bad as the first launch did, I don't even think free-to-play is an option. I think
Holy
it's just a
crap.
shutdown.
I completely forgot about that. Didn't they just have, or not just have, but didn't they have like a huge MMO that friggin' bombed like big time?
Yeah, it was Final Fantasy XIV.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. I'm like, wait a second, because I remember a friend that I work with was playing that, and he was just telling me how bad it was and how pissed off people were. And this is what you're going to waste your time doing? Like a free-to-play in a web browser instead of fixing...
Oh,
man.
Don't get those two confused, because Final Fantasy XIV is about to relaunch. It's going into beta tomorrow, as of this recording. Beta starts the 25th. Today's the 24th. And that's being revamped and restructured and basically rebuilt from the ground up over the course of the last year plus. But that's internal to Square Enix. So this development for Kingdom Hearts Chi outsourced to Success Corporation. My big question, though, Havoc, is does this mean that big IPs like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy aren't as immune to being free-to-play as some of us already assumed?
Or maybe they're just coming out with this free... Okay, but I think my real point of that was saying, like, go and fix your game instead of trying to come up with, like Success Corporation and start figuring something else out. Like, just get all your people together, get all your money invested in the game that bombed big the first time, and fix it the way people want it to be fixed. Because I remember some of the details that game was just utterly terrible, like ridiculous details. It's like, well, why didn't you fix that from the beta? But my point, I think my bigger point is stop messing around with all these other little companies. Just stay in your company, fix what you need to fix, and then once you have a very successful, once your MMO is released, very successful, then maybe branch out and say, okay, Success Corporation, you want to do this, go ahead. To me, it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. It just looks like a slap in the face. Like, hey, yeah, we know we screwed all you guys over by making you buy the game, making you pay a sub, and then taking the sub away and saying, oh, we'll give you 6 more free months of this and that, and now you're still working out deals with another corporation to do a card game? Or maybe they're looking at it as we need to get some money in because our MMO did bomb, so we're going to...
Square is hurting. Square Enix is hurting.
And
the new producer for Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, even came out and said, it was very, very... Yoshi P has always been very honest, to a fault, actually, with viewers, or with gamers, which was something the original Final Fantasy XIV just didn't do. They didn't communicate at all, and when they did, it was almost condescending to the gamers. And Yoshi P has come out and said, we took the Final Fantasy fan base for granted. Those were his exact words. And we need to, not only does Final Fantasy XIV need to change, but Square Enix as a company needs to change too. And then Square very publicly at the end of last year announced that there was a lot of things slated for 2012 that they just could not release due to the failure that was the first launch of Final Fantasy XIV and how badly it hurt their revenue model. And they've had to hold a lot of things back. So I could definitely see maybe Square, Kalen's in a position where we got the Kingdom Hearts franchise. If somebody wants to pay us a little bit of money, we should probably take it. You know, it's not going to necessarily hurt the franchise all that much if the card game's any good or any bad. It's just going to be always viewed as this side project anyway.
But then again, Square's not the one that's taking the financial risk here.
True.
Really, all they're saying is, "Hey, we'll let you use, but you got to pay us for it." So, I mean, I guess maybe it's not so bad now that I think about it.
Yeah, what do you think, Kalen? Does this mean could we potentially see something with the Final Fantasy name on it in the free-to-play market? Whether it's an MMO or not, I don't know. I don't think it would be. But could we? I didn't think Kingdom Hearts even fit the free-to-play model, but here we go.
See, my thing, and I have to disagree with you when you say, you know, regardless it's, you know, if it's good or if it's bad, it's a side project. I think if it's horrible, I mean, their name is on that. I don't know if Final Fantasy would ever do anything like that, because if it tanks, regardless if it's a side project they're not really involved with, that's branded in their name.
But then you
really think if Kingdom Hearts Chi is bad, it damages the Kingdom Hearts franchise as a whole?
Me? Okay, let me jump in there. No, it's not, because at any point, Square could just wash their hands and just say, hey, man, we just gave them, you know, the rights to use. We had no say in the development of what they did. We just gave them permission to use, you know, our characters, our drawings, whatever. You know, it's kind of a cop-out. But they could still kind of back out.
Yeah, and I don't think Square
wasn't us, guys. Sorry.
I don't think Square's likely to take that path right now. I would imagine that they would oversee quite a bit of this. Even if they're not doing the work themselves, they're going to be careful with what they let anybody do to the IP. But Kalen, you think a bad browser, free-to-play Kingdom Hearts card game damages the Kingdom Hearts IP as a whole?
I think it could. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I do think it's a possibility with any brand and anything. If their name is on it and it's garbage, you know, people, especially people who don't have a lot of experience with Kingdom Hearts, you know, if this is how they're starting to get into it, oh, you know, well, I've heard good things. I'm like, oh, this is garbage. Forget it. You know, I think it is a possibility.
Well, and people are already pretty negative about the game, and all we have right now are like very concept-y art type things where they presented one or two images on what a potential card might look like. You know, we don't even have very much to go on, but people are pretty much bashing it already. One, it being browser, and so Kingdom Hearts fans were automatically turned off. And then you have the people that just don't like card games, and when they read that it was a card game in a browser, they were turned off.
I don't know, a card game in a browser, I immediately, why not just go to Yahoo and play spades or something, you know? Like, maybe I just don't have the imagination. I just can't fathom how they're going to do this and make people want to play however they have this played. Like, I don't know. I just don't see how it's possible. You know?
Do you think obviously people would be as vocal if it wasn't Kingdom Hearts?
No. I don't think people would care if it wasn't Kingdom Hearts.
That might be a good point. Is that, you know, this isn't even really a story if it's not Kingdom Hearts.
Seriously, I mean, could you imagine how many indie game companies?
About it.
Yeah, how many indie game companies are developing some kind of card game right now?
True.
You know, we're not talking about them. Shout out to all you indie card game people. We love you, kind of. No, not really. Just stop.
Oh,
sorry.
Man, that's brutal.
I know. It's the last show. What do I care? Thug life.
Tell it like it is.
I
It's
didn't
not
choose
the
top
last
mic.
show. It's your last show,
My
you
last show.
knucklehead.
Oh,
The free-to-play cast is
sorry.
still going on.
Well, that's
It's
what I meant.
There's a host transition. This will be the last show. If you don't know, this will be the last show that I, Magic Man, will host, and all of my cohorts will host as well. We're going to take a little bit of a hiatus here for the foreseeable future, but the free-to-play cast will continue. Spunkify will step in and take my position, and I'm sure he's got some great stuff lined up for you. I know I'll be listening.
I'm sure he does.
To the show as well. So, yes, to clear up a few things before we move on to the next topic, though, we did get obviously a lot of questions about that because there's no drama involved, and people like a drama story.
Can we just like make a story up, like say that he punched your mother or something,
right?
Like he ran over your dog, and now Magic Man's like, well, F you, and I don't know, like let's make some drama.
No, somebody said, well, hey,
shore it up, man.
If Magic Man and all of his hosts are leaving, then clearly something happened. And the answer, guys, is no, nothing happened. Just all the hosts are either family of mine or friends of mine from real life or online. And they do this show on a volunteer basis as a favor to me, and because they enjoy, getting information and having fun with you guys. They don't know Spunkify or much of the staff at MMOBomb, so it's just kind of natural that if I'm not doing the show for a little while, that they would not either. There's no conspiracy theory there.
Yeah, I'll continue to listen to the show.
Oh, I will too.
Hey, if he maybe asked me to do an event one time, maybe I'd do it.
There you go. So Kingdom Hearts Chi, obviously, I don't think we have enough to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Certainly, we don't have visuals, a trailer, nothing like that. I just thought it was kind of weird that this type of IP, which has been typing, wow, has been console-based, all of a sudden finds its way into the free-to-play market. So keep your eyes out if you're a card fan. I'm going to check it out. Are you, Kaylin? Or do you just not care?
I'll probably see what.
So no. Okay, Havoc?
No. You'll find me, if I want to play cards, I'll just go to Yahoo. I'm good.
There you go. Let's move on over to Tribes Ascend, High-Res Studios. We all know the first-person shooter. I streamed it during Bomb Live one week. And that's where I learned to aim at the feet. Thank you, chat room, for helping me out there. Well, at the end of 2012 into 2013, Tribes Ascend did receive an awful lot of critical acclaim, and some places gave it nods for Game of the Year. So, Hi-Rez is releasing a Game of the Year addition to a free-to-play game, Havoc. You're stunned.
I just thought that was like a statement. I didn't think that was... I didn't know if you needed a response. I'm sorry. My bad. Cool story, bro.
So here's what you get, Havoc. $29.99 right now, and Hi-Rez will allow you to unlock all the expansions, all the classes.
Wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. All classes, all specs, and all weapons. Yes, you heard it right. Basically, you can buy the whole farm for $30. Of course, if you want to play it free-to-play, you can still play it like you always have. But what do you think of this here, Havoc? We've seen this with console games. Kaylin, you're probably, we both own the different Elder Scrolls that have always released the Game of the Year edition, and every other thing that's had 2 or 3 expansions or downloadable contents releases a Game of the Year edition with it all included. This is kind of really the first time we've seen a free-to-play game selling a Game of the Year edition. So, provided there's nothing in the cash shop that's pay to win. And Tribes fans, again, I don't know the game well enough to say whether it's pay to win or not, so you can leave those in the comments below. But let's assume that for this $29.99, Kaylin, you're just getting the whole barn and none of it's really pay to win. It's all just cool stuff. What do you think of a free-to-play game doing a Game of the Year edition like this and giving you everything?
I think it's a good idea. It's for $29.99. I mean, that's quite a bit. I think it's, as long as they're making it worth it. But I think there's a very fine line there between them. I don't know how to phrase this. as long as they're not making it, like you've said in the past about all the games, pay to win.
Right.
I need to see how it's done before I think if it's just, hey, you get all this great stuff that you'd normally have to buy separately for a ton more money, then yeah.
Or farm
way to
up
go.
the
Good job.
currency in-game to go ahead and buy it without cash.
Yep.
I mean, you got to like the bundle if you were going to think about spending money in the cash shop anyway, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you were going to spend $15 and you see this on the table for $30, then it's pretty damn enticing. Especially since there's like over 100 some weapons there, Havoc. What do you think about this, man?
Quick way to make money. Hey, man, I don't see a difference in between that or buying the expansion for WoW and getting the collector's edition and you get a ridiculous looking mount. As long as it's not pay to win, I see absolutely nothing wrong with it. I applaud them for coming out with a good deal. It looks like, hey guys, you gave us Game of the Year, so let us give something back. Isn't that what we all want? Like, we want to be recognized by the developers of the game. Like, hey, say, like, this is what you guys need to do. We like this game. Like, I don't see how this isn't like giving something back. If anybody says this is bad, again, as long as it's not paid to win, if somebody says this is bad, they're ridiculous. Like, the developers listened to you and are giving back. They're giving money back to you while still saying, hey, if you don't want to pay, that's fine too. Just continue to play.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with this. I think it's I applaud them for doing this, to be honest.
They're
giving
I kind of
back.
like it too. In fact, we're going to talk about it later when we get to the bombs, because I really like it. I mean, even not being a Tribes player, I look at that and go, wow, that's not a bad price for all the stuff you're getting. And, I don't know if the all weapons or all specs makes it a little unfairly balanced versus somebody that pays $30 and somebody that's free. You Tribes Ascend players, please leave that in the comments below. If you're free, does somebody spending this $30 automatically put them light years ahead of where you are as a free-to-play player? That could change my opinion on these, obviously.
I agree with that.
But as a whole, I'm with you, Havoc. I think it's a nice little deal, nice little package. Tribe said, hey, thanks for the kudos. Here's a couple bucks off. Go to it. Oh, and if you haven't been playing for a while and you want to jump back in, give us $30. Boom, you caught up. You got everything.
Yep. I guess it also depends on how much it would cost. Like, if you were buying all these things separately.
Way too much. I mean, we're talking about over 100 weapons, and that doesn't even count opening the classes, the expansion maps, or the specs that you also get for this.
Yeah, so like I said, if anybody, as long as this isn't a, hey, I just started playing, but I'm not exactly sure I want to give up $30 because I've just started, versus somebody like, maybe, let's say you've been playing, you pay the $30, as long as you don't get like the giant light cannon and I get a pea shooter, something like that, yeah, obviously I'd have an issue with that. But as long as there's some kind of scaling or, I'm not familiar with the game. I haven't played it. I've seen it played, but I've never actually played it, so I'm not exactly sure if like they scale matches and things per...
Tribes is a very fun game. I enjoy it, and I'm not a huge first-person shooter guy. But
yeah, you were telling me about that, too.
Yeah, I enjoy, I love skiing and jumping and doing all that stuff, and we had a blast on Bomb Live with this when I live streamed it, and chat was really like, whoa, wow, he is bad at first-person shooters.
That's because they haven't seen me do it yet.
And they schooled me on how to play, and I enjoy Tribes Ascend. I think it's a great package. I'll say yes, thumbs up, high res. Kaylin, what about you?
I as long as it's done right, I agree, thumbs up.
So what game... Havoc, you obviously give it a thumbs up, so I'm going to ask you two this. What free-to-play game would you like to see add this type of one-time purchase? Whether it's a Game of the Year or a huge, extraordinary cash shop bundle or expansion bundle or whatever. What free-to-play game would you like to see add a Game of the Year edition and give you a bunch of crap for a low price?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. Brick Force.
See, Brick Force. I haven't played Brick Force in so long. That was fun until they started doing stuff with the gems in the cash shop, and they just ruined it for me.
Yeah, I can't really think of any off the top of my head. That was a quick... I mean, crap.
I would like to see Lord of the Rings Online do like a game of the year, because they still charge for their expansions, right? So you have to buy the most recent expansion, and then you know have access to it. But then there's still ancillary stuff that I would like to, okay, man, I just spent 20, 30, 40 bucks on the expansion, but now there's still some things from the cash shop that I want to spend too. I would like to see Lord of the Rings Online put together some game of the decade bundle, and, you know, for $40 we'll catch you up on all the expansions, and you'll get X, Y, and Z from the cash shop, and that's who I would like to see it, because I love the lore in Lord of the Rings Online more than anything else, and I'd love to catch up like that. I can't justify buying the expansion because I don't play it often enough.
Honestly, I think that's another good question to ask the viewers.
What's that?
What game would they like to see this happen to?
Yeah.
You know, just like a nice bundle release, you know, and significant I mean, like I said, the price compared to buying everything single or buying the package, you know, obviously you're a dope if you don't buy the package. Yep. You know, if you buy the single, you know, buy each individual classes, specs, weapons, things like that. So that's a good question. What would they like? What games do they play that they would like to see that happen?
Very cool.
I'm not stepping on toes. Am I like trying to take ownership now? I'm like, hey, look, listen, listeners, forget Magic, man. I'm running the show now.
Keep in mind, Tribes Ascend, it will be coming back later in the show. Spunkify, I asked him to give me question of the week for when he takes over next week, and it has to relate with that topic. So there you go, Havoc, reading ahead.
Yeah.
Very quickly, the Aurora World by GBE Games and Aurora Interactive. If you read the little piece on the website, Spunkify did the write-up for that one, and was just kind of generally blah about the Aurora World. Now, I've been following it for a while. I've gotten a lot of emails and YouTube messages and things from viewers that have asked if I've been watching it. There still isn't, but until recently there was almost no information about it besides like a video and a very generic webpage. Now the webpage is just slightly less generic and has a little bit more information added to it. And the game as a whole, I mean, I've seen 3 or 4 trailers and a little tiny bit of gameplay. To me, I don't know about you two, again, I apply the term fairly generic, fantasy-based, looks like a tab targeting type game. Don't quote me on that. I haven't played it yet. I will be actually trying this, though. Call me a sucker if you want to. I still enjoy a good fantasy MMO, even if it's tab targeting, and even if somebody says, you know, people feel that it's been overdone. I still enjoy that type of game when it's done well. Am I the only one?
No, I like a good fantasy MMO too. I'll check honestly any fantasy MMO out at least once.
Nice. All right, so we got 2 players. Havoc, you coming with us?
Yeah, I don't see why it's so blah. I mean, I
don't say blah. I don't say blah.
Yeah,
I say Spunkify was kind of blah about the game.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looked pretty generic, run of the mill, you know? Nothing blowing your socks off, but nothing, you know.
So are we saying, like, okay, let's be honest here. Are we saying generic as in, like, a cookie cutter of WoW? Is that what it is?
Yes,
I mean, yeah.
Another fantasy-based MMO that looks like, from the trailers, it might be a tab target type game.
Yeah, I absolutely. Why wouldn't I? I mean, just looking at the trailer, it looks pretty good. You know, reading some of the stuff that, you know, that they did have on their website. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Here's one for you. Your pets can be used as mounts at certain levels. Different types of pets can be specialized for certain things.
Yeah, I mean, it actually
You're all about pets.
And it sounds like they're incorporating some things that none of the other games have thought of, like the
huge, large-scale PvP.
Ugh, don't talk. Maybe I don't want to go to this then.
So, Caitlin, what did you think? I asked you guys to flip through the website for a minute or two, just take a look at things. What's your overall impression?
I mean, I have to agree. It's kind of like a cookie cutter type fantasy MMO, but I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks like so far it's been what they've done has been done well.
I see. I think so
But
too.
they-
Yes, I totally agree with everybody. It's generic, you know. It's just here we go, another fan. But I
why-
still think
if
there's
it's
a
not broke,
place
why
for
fix
those.
it?
I still think there's
I mean,
a place
it's
for those.
obvious-
Maybe I'm old.
It's a successful model. I mean, why change? Why fix something that's not broke?
Closed beta on March 7th. I'm sure we'll get some keys in if people want to check it out. I'll definitely check it out. And we don't have a ton of info on this one, so I'm going to keep this topic short. Are you going to check it out, basically, is all I want to know, or is it too generic for either of you?
I will be. I'll check
Cool.
it out. Why
I'll
not?
check
Looks good.
Cool. All right. So right now, speaking of beta keys, we've got Salem beta keys up on the site. Come on over to MMOBomb.com. Check those out if you want to check out Salem. We've got about 4,000 right now. As we mentioned before and as we mentioned last week, the free-to-play cast will continue, obviously, but you will hear new voices starting next week. Magic Man and myself here and my cohorts, we will be taking a leave of absence for the foreseeable future. Of course, we would all love to return to MMOBomb in the future if conditions on both sides obviously allow for that to happen, and if you, the viewers, allow that to happen. So we hope you enjoy the free-to-play cast every bit as much as you have over the past year plus. Next week it'll be Magic Man and whoever he has for hosts. Of course.
Wait. Magic?
No, it'll be Spunkify.
There you go.
It'll be Spunkify and whoever he has for hosts. So, to answer other questions on this topic, no, I'm not going to another site. I do some volunteer writing for Game Breaker on Final Fantasy XIV, but that's it. Yes, I will probably still be producing content, but it will be on my own personal YouTube channel, not affiliated with any site, and I don't anticipate that the schedule would be very regular because I'll be doing it more for fun than anything. So, check it out. If you want to keep tabs on what I'm doing, you can just come on over to my personal YouTube, and we hope to be back at MMOBomb.com sometime in the near future. Let's slide over and do the weekly bombs. One last bomb, Havoc. Give it.
Okay, well, can I give two?
Sure.
All right, sweet. I want to give a dub bomb to all the fans. I know that's generic and everything, but it since this is my last show until, who knows, it may be my last show, period, or, who knows, maybe I'll come do a spot, or maybe we'll all come back. Who knows? But I do want to thank all you guys for the support and coming and listening. I think Celsius did the same exact thing last weekend,
Yep.
so I'll keep it short. But I do want to give an A-bomb for the Kardashians and all you idiots that watch that show, and an A-bomb for their baby, Kanye and Kim's baby. I just want everybody who watches that show to realize that they're only famous because you idiots watch them. So I can't. I seriously, if I hear one more news story or one more thing on my damn Facebook about Kanye and Kim and that baby, whatever, I don't care. I seriously, I could not care less about these people. Really, they're famous for being famous. Kim Kardashian's famous for one thing, and Ray J knows what that is.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm going to take a step back.
Let me ask you this though. What if they listen to the show?
Good for them.
You gave them a dub bomb and then an A bomb.
I give. Yeah. Oh man, wow. You just blew my mind. That's wild, man. That is crazy talk. If they listen to this show, ooh,
I don't think there's a chance in hell that's happening.
But if they did, I mean, would the two bombs negate each other? So
Yes.
they would just be no bomb.
Right.
This is wild, man. This is getting real deep. This is real deep. I think I need to just take a step back for a minute. Go ahead. Somebody else to bomb
Go ahead,
something.
Kaylin.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to follow in everyone's footsteps, too. And, of course, give a dub-bomb to all of our viewers, our fans.
Be original,
Great,
hooker.
62 weeks? I know. Hey, I'm going to be original in 10 seconds. And then last time I was on, I gave a bomb to a book that Magic Man had been telling me about called MMORPG and how it sounded like it was going to be a great book. And I decided to go ahead and say I'd come back at a later date. Well, this is my later date, apparently. And I finally read the book, and I'm going to leave it with its bomb status.
Nice.
When she said you recommended her a book, I almost shouted out, 50 Shades of Grey.
I'm going to give a dub bomb to Tribe's Game of the Year edition. I think it's a great idea. There's other games that I would like to see do that. It's not a bad way to celebrate some recognition for Hi-Rez Studios.
Wait, you didn't answer that.
And of course, yes, I did.
No, you didn't. You
I
said what
I
other
was
game?
with you.
What
And
other game? No, you
I
asked
said Lord
us
of the
what
Rings Online.
Oh, that's right.
Dumbass.
Can we edit that out so I don't look... You know what? It's the last show. I don't care. I don't care.
And of course, I want to give a dub bomb to the MMOBomb community. I love all of you. It's been a blast making all the content, not just this show.
He's going to
for
cry.
over a year. No, I'm not going to cry.
But
Tamina did want me to say, since she could not be on the last show, she did want me to tell all the viewers to get off her porch. So let's go to bombs from the viewers. Jungle Wind says, "Da bomb to the MMOBomb free-to-play cast for keeping me entertained for a year and 2 months. I will miss you guys so much. Until then, hope to see you guys very soon." Thank you, Jungle Wind. We certainly appreciate it. We appreciate all the feedback, good and bad. But most of the feedback was very, very good, and we appreciate it, and we're glad that we could do this for you. American Ace, weekly dub bomb to the MMOBomb crew for bringing us all the news and updates to all the games in the free-to-play world. Also like to give a dub bomb to the game MechWarrior Online for keeping the players updated regularly on upcoming content. My A-bomb, however, goes to War Thunder developers Gaijin for not informing its non-Russian clientele about maintenance and patches. Players have to go and Google Translate the Russian forums to find information that is just as skimpy as its English-speaking users' forums. Don't get me wrong, I love the game. Just want more info before servers shut down without warning for maintenance. I could see how that would be annoying.
That would be very aggravating.
Why don't you take the next one there, Havoc? Do you even have it up?
No.
Okay.
You don't want to know what I have up.
Dub bomb to MMOBomb community. Last February 20th, it was my birthday, and I had a bad day at school. After I went home, I turned my computer on and tried out Bomb Live. It was the first time I was watching Bomb Live. There were a lot of MMO bombers in the chat, and most messages made me laugh. They also gave me a Firefall beta key, which was awesome. If it is possible, I would like to thank Ad Nathan and Lolder3, so shout out to you two. Another dub bomb to Magic Man at the live stream. He taught us how to play Minesweeper. Yes, I did. My last dub bomb is for Ragnarok 2. There's still no IP block for North American users, and I can still play the game. See you soon, current free-to-play cast from Whiskey Scream. Thank you, Whiskey Scream. Kaylin, why don't you take the next one? Do you have it up?
I just got it.
I was going to say, you two sons of bitches phoned this one in, didn't you?
I said, oh crap, I better pull that up. Okay, this one is from Warhammer's Rule.
Speak up!
It says, I'm speaking up. You want me to scream?
Yes.
Hi guys, my A-bomb goes to NCSoft for the crappy support. I got my email deleted and my account with all classes, 60 high PvP ranking. One character was ranked 3 for 4 months, so I see people play my account and I got banned when I said some bad stuff in chat to the bastard who hacked me. So both my friend's account and mine are unplayable, but I started playing with my friend who quits account, so I started from 6 characters, 40, 50 twinks, got 3 to 60, other 3 twinks I got back to the game, and I saw the one who hacked me, PvP, and I beat him because he is truly a noob with the best gear in the game.
Nice.
The bomb to Aeon as a game for being so great at PvP and endgame stuff.
Nice.
Poor guy.
I'm sorry, I don't
That's
mean to
rough.
laugh, but that's kind of funny to get your account hacked and then run in game and see your account sitting there, or actually trying to fight. Oh man, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
I got one more bomb here that I did not put on the show notes because I didn't want you guys to see it.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
This is from Damien, who says, "Hey, free-to-play cast. I have an A-bomb and a duh-bomb. A-bomb to real life for taking away my favorite group of gamers on the Webernet. I hope the hiatus isn't for too long." Thank you, Damien. We appreciate that. Duh-bomb to the secret world. Now that I can play it, I see that Funcom hasn't failed to make a great game. Now, if they could start production on Anarchy Online 2. Hope to hear from the OG free-to-play cast in the near future. That's us. We're OG now, Havoc.
Word.
Here's to Spunkify and crew to carry the torch as you have carried it for so long. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the servers of bacon-wrapped pork chops. Yes! I did not want Kaylin to see that.
Without bacon.
Last week we didn't give you a question of the week. We just asked for you to submit your bombs so we could catch back up. We did have a few odd questions out there, though. So Mel Insider wants to know, does anyone else feel like the PlayStation 4 came out too soon? If you missed that announcement on the 20th, you're probably dead. Sony held a conference and did announce some specs on the PS4, showed off the controller, did not show the form of the console itself, though, and did announce that it's a holiday 2013 release. So Mel Insider wants to know, does anyone else feel like the PS4 came too soon? I'm not really a console girl, I'm more PC, and I'm big on handheld portable gaming. The PS3 still feels new to me. Comparing the PlayStation 3 to PS2, the PlayStation 3 lifespan seemed short. Am I mistaken? I said the same thing to my friend, and she said she thought the same thing. What do you guys think? I'm out. Don't look up the math or anything. I got it right here for you. Just off the top of your head, Havoc, was the PS3 lifespan too short?
Yes and no. The reason that I say that is, I think the PlayStation 3, the lifespan seems so short is because they priced it way out of the reach of a lot of people when it first came out. And that they were struggling with it because nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted to pay, what was it, like $800 for the console whenever it first came out, for like, it was like $700 for the baseline or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it wasn't quite that high, but we get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's my point, is it was ridiculously high. It was so much more than the Xbox 360, and they really had nothing to pull people off of the Xbox 360. They had no PS3 specific titles. So it was, the lifespan is probably the same of, maybe a little bit shorter than the PS2. It just seems so much shorter because nobody started buying it until they really drastically reduced the price.
Kaylin?
Honestly, I don't think it's short at all. I think it's had quite a long lifespan when you consider the guts of any of those consoles are a computer. I mean, do you keep your... I mean, it's been what? It's been ages. I've replaced 3 computers in the time since the PS3 came out to stay up to date on technology. I think
that's because you get viruses because you're born.
Yeah, I know.
I agree. When I first saw the question, I said, actually, I feel it's the other way. I think the PS3 should have been replaced a while ago. That was my personal take on it. I've looked up the dates. I'm going to go through these for you real quick. And these are all, of course, based on one launch to the next. Yes, I know that the PlayStation 3 launched and the PS2 was still available for many years after that. I'm talking about comparing PlayStation or PSX launch to PS2 launch to PS3 launch. And I'm also talking about North American release dates because I'm in North America. So the PSX launched September of 95. The PlayStation 2 launched March of 2000, so just shy of 5 years for the lifespan of the PS1 between launch of the PS2. The PS3 launched in November of 2006, so you had about a 5-year gap between the 1 and the 2. You had about a 6-year gap between the 2 and the 3. And if we stick to holiday 2013 as the launch, you will have had a 7-year gap between the 3 and the 4. I think a lot of people were probably surprised that it's that long.
Like I said, I think a lot of it...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they priced it so bad at first that nobody wanted to buy it. I just think that's what it is. That, you know, people are like, oh, you have a PlayStation 3? No, why would I buy that? You know, it's so expensive. And I think like the first 2 or 3 years that nobody had it. So I think it, you know.
I did.
Yeah, well, that's because... Yeah.
This one's even worse. This one, Xbox. The original Xbox launch in North America, November 2001. The 360 launch, November 2005. 4-year gap. That puts it 8 years between the 360 launch and Xbox's next system, if Xbox does in fact launch this year as well, which we assume it will.
It will have to stay competitive.
Right.
I don't think so. Look how it stood up against the PS3. People are still rocking the Xbox 360 so much harder than the PS3. So,
well,
I don't know.
To your point, the Wii crushed both of them in unit sale. I mean, absolutely demolished them.
That's because of the pricing.
Now, GameCube launched in November of 2001. Wii launched in November 2006, so 5 years. The Wii U launched 6 years after that, November 2012. So GameCube, Nintendo staying consistent with their timing as well. So I guess to answer, at least from my opinion, to answer Mel Insider's question, no, I don't think the PlayStation 4 came too soon. And I think Havoc also agrees with that and even puts forth a reason why you feel that way, even though it may not be date accurate.
Yeah.
Neo Phantom. Actually, I was taken. I would definitely go back to Final Fantasy XI. We talked about, would you like a rollback? If you would, what game? If they had a server that rolled back pre-Treasures of Atargon, that's pretty much when I stopped or started playing less. And when Wings of the Goddess came out, I simply stopped. It was my favorite MMO up until that came up. Dizzy Fritzy says, actually, the current RuneScape is the RuneScape 2. Yeah, we know. A lot of people said that. Thank you, though. Also, yes, I love the idea and have been playing on the old servers. Yeah, our show went up and talked about a potential old server. By the time our show went up, Jagex, the poll was supposed to be open for 2 weeks, but they just said, forget it. We're getting so many people. We're going to launch it. Student Yaoi says, Magic Man, sometimes I even dream about End of Nations actually being released because nowadays I think it's a myth it's coming out in 2013. That's one Kalen was looking forward to. And I tend to agree that I don't know if we're going to see that. And we speculated on that, Kalen.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if the whole game is just a myth.
Miso Soup. I would like Maple Story to go back to the way it was before the Cash Shop was introduced, and A-Bomb Delight for taking away our beloved hosts. I'm sure all the fans will miss you guys, and we will certainly miss you, Miso Soup, and all the listeners out there. We love doing this. It's just, you know, some things don't always go the way we want all the time. Question of the week for the first Spunkify host episode. Spunkify wants to know, based on the new Tribes Ascend payment option, where you can pay the $29.99 and unlock everything, assuming, again, that it doesn't unlock exclusive pay-to-win type content, is it fair for developers of free-to-play games to offer options like that? Everybody on this show seems to agree that yes, it is, but maybe you've got a different point of view. Put it in the comments below. Click like. While you're there, click subscribe. Come on over to MMOBomb.com. Check out all the other great free-to-play content we've got over there for you. Let's throw it around for the final word from this group of hosts. Havoc, you're up first.
Well, I want to say thank you for letting me do the show for, you know, however many episodes I was on. Hopefully I was entertaining enough to you guys. Thank you to the fans. Thank you everybody who has already followed me on Facebook and Twitter at DJ Havoc, Havek. You just Facebook.com DJ Havoc and Twitter.com DJ Havoc. Like I said, it's Havek. So if you haven't already, you can come and follow me. I have music up there and everything that I've been working on. You can stay in touch with me. You can tweet at me. You can leave Facebook messages. I will answer you, and I have done so in the past. So other than that, just thanks, guys. Thank you for making this a fun time.
Kalen.
I'm going to echo Havoc sentiments. Thanks, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun doing the show for almost a year for me personally. I am. I'm horrible. And you guys can catch me on the Twitter. It's Kahlyn2, Kahlyn, and the number 2, and I swear I will try to be better about using Twitter. I promise.
Well, for Kaylin and Havoc, I'm Magic Man. You can follow me on Twitter at MagicMan1. That's MAGICKMANN1. You can hit me on the email. I don't know if we're still discussing whether or not I'm going to leave the email up here. I hope to. So if you want to, you can email me at magicman@MMOBomb. That's spelled the normal way, MAGICMAN. Of course, it has been my absolute pleasure creating all types of content for you on MMOBomb.com. I hope to see you soon. If things work out on both sides and the fans are okay with it, we would love to come back, provided that it's just the right time. Right now, real life kind of sucks, doesn't it? But until next time, gang, not knowing when that is, stay safe, and we'll see you out on the servers.